back. It's the Boxing Clinic and more. We working. Shout out to the entire LDBC, baby. But it's your boy CJ Goodfellow. We back working, grinding. And apparently Deontay Wilder did not watch the Alexander Povetkin fight versus Joshua. And apparently he's given Shelly Finkel the marching orders not to negotiate with Barry Hearn, Eddie Hearn, and Anthony Joshua for an April fight. And I think Anthony Joshua is in deep doodle eventually with some of the UK fans. One of the reasons that's why they bring Alexander Usyk over to fight him, okay? Because they want to get him known in the UK, and then they want to set up a fight. What Joshua wants to do is really what they want to do with Joshua is this, okay? They want him to go ahead and fight Dillian White. Maybe it's a close fight. They can do a rematch. You know, then they want him to go into the Huey Puri Puev mandatory. You know, then after that, they probably want him to go into Big Baby Miller, perhaps. Then after that, they probably want to go into Alexander Usyk, however Usyk and Miller go. That's the next fight plan for the next 2 years for them. They really told you they want to freeze out and age out Deontay Wilder. And Wilder already know. Wilder's washing his hands of the situation, man. And like I said before, I wish Muhammad Ali was alive and was able to talk, because he'd be out here shaming, you know, Anthony Joshua, just as Lennox Lewis is trying to do it in a polite way. Muhammad Ali wouldn't have held his tongue. He'd have went right back to the Louisville lip, and he would have put the pressure on Eddie and Barry, okay? You know, that's why he's a true champion, Muhammad Ali. He wouldn't have been over there riding on Anthony Joshua. He would have called it how he seen it, and he would have been a punk. You know what I'm saying? Evander is a nice guy, but he doesn't really have the enthusiasm and cachet Muhammad Ali once had. And Muhammad Ali would have forced Eddie and Barry to make him fight Deontay Wilder, okay? But at the same time, I don't blame Wilder. Ask for 50-50, if not 60-40, if you do big numbers versus Tyson Fury. You know, I'm going to support the champ because I already see the bullshit with Anthony Joshua and them doing. Okay, they didn't told the whole public what their next move is and how they was trying to tell Anthony Joshua not to take the $50 million unless he wanted to retire right now and spend it, and they was going to handle the PR. And if you still fool enough to believe that that, you know, they ain't talking, they talking square business, they done told you they don't want that fight. And you could tell by Anthony Joshua's performance, if you could be unbiased, he's garbage. He's regressing. Okay? Trill Boxing Talk said today, I'm wondering what they got on Anthony Joshua. Is it a gay sex tape? Ashley Corner said in the comment section. I'm telling y'all, man, if you look at that man's body and his stomach, I think Poor City said in the comment section, I'm very, very skeptical of his alleged performance enhancing drug use. I believe that he on some shit, bro. I really do. I think that's what they got over his head, either that or maybe a gay sex tape. But I'm starting to believe from the regression of his fast twitch muscles, his regression of him physically not being able to control his weight, those are all signs of that bullshit. I'm not gonna say he's doing it or he's not doing it, but that's a possibility. You know, just as Bob Aaron was holding shit over Pacquiao head, man, they holding something over Anthony Joshua's head, and I gotta agree with K-Ho Black Fight Fan, all right? But like I say, Deontay Wilder, do you, all right? Like, I think Blood said this a long time ago. You didn't see Larry Holmes going over there begging the UK, whoever the champion over there in the UK was back in the day. This is the home of boxing. If you want to be an international star, this is the market to bust through to be an international star. This is the best networks to be a pay-per-view star, the best networks to be a premium television star, okay? You know, and they don't even understand how Deontay Wilder bubbled like this, because he was fighting on NBC, he's fighting on CBS, wherever he's fighting on, and they built him up nicely. You know, he shouldn't have to bow to Anthony Joshua. He not. He took the $15 million offer. Then they put some stupid stuff in the contract to deter him from taking the contract. And then when he said he sent it Friday, they said, oh, the WBA is ordering us to fight Alexander Povetkin, negotiate for 24 hours. And the fight didn't come out, get done to 2 weeks later. All right? Ain't nobody buying that no more. And people gonna be coons. Okay, you're gonna have coon people that's in America that's gonna continue to back Anthony Joshua. You can look at your eyes and tell that this dude is not a good boxer. He might look like a technically fundamental boxer, but they don't see his back leg is straight up. You know, when you're supposed to bend on your back leg to generate power and be agile and generate power from the floor, his back leg is straight up like he got a wooden peg leg like a pirate. Okay, they don't notice how he crouches down and don't use his height. They don't notice how he be trying to brace for punches because he's scared to get hit. You know, they don't notice that it's the same punch combination. They don't notice how the jab, it come out crisp at first, but he throw lazy jabs to the body, and as he get tired, his punch crispness drops off. It ain't crisp as they usually is. They don't notice that, bro. They don't notice that Alexander Povetkin was a known performance-enhancing drug user, and all of a sudden, you know, he don't take that shit no more. His performance has dropped off. Versus Robert Helasius, he didn't get the knockout. Then the guy before that, he didn't knock him out. He almost got knocked out by David Price. They don't notice that. Look at Luis Ortiz. Came off allegedly got cleared for the juice. Didn't get re-ranked for the WBA because they were scared of him beating the fuck out of Anthony Joshua, okay? When he was the mandatory. And look what Luis Ortiz came back. Good fight for Wilder. If he 39, 89 years old, then he had a good fucking comeback fight. Looked very physically good. Dillian White don't want to fight him. You heard Big Baby Miller and Eddie Hearn going back and forth. Okay, you heard them. You know what they said? You know, he was at the interview with Ness. You know, I'll link it in the description. He had the interview with Ness saying, he said, Eddie Hearn said, in Chicago, I like to see Big Baby Miller versus Anthony Joshua. He was like, what happened to Joshua versus Luis Ortiz? Okay? And Eddie Hearn shut the hell up. All right, man. They can miss me with that. And Deontay Wilder is exactly right. Ride your own wave. Let Shelly Finkel map your plan out. And he's starting his own promotional company. A lot of brothers don't even know that. He got that coming real soon. And just do you. You know? Eventually, man, somebody gonna knock out Anthony Joshua. He's a walking lick. Somebody gonna dominate him. And if Usyk is able to tweak his game a little bit for the heavyweight, to sit down on his punches, Usyk gonna beat the fuck out of Anthony Joshua. Okay? If they let him get acclimated to that ring. And don't sleep on Dillian White beating him neither. I'm telling y'all. His physicality, his performances is dropping off. Majorly dropping off. You could tell in his body. Something is going on, some changes going on, but y'all know what it is, man. Shout out to the whole LDBC, TBC, and more. One time for the one time. Y'all know what the business is. We gone.